Welcome back, everyone, to Haven of Four. As always, I have Robert, Jenny Calendar, Wild, and Hayden, Rupert Giles.
he's gone full in the mouth of madness.
Oh my! This is not reality.
I forgot to unmute myself. I didn't realize it until I realized you guys didn't comprehend what I said. Oh, that first review took it more out of me than I thought. We have Robert, Jenny Calendar, Wild, and Hayden, Rupert Giles.
No, I'm Ted.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be Ted.
Oh,
No, I'm not Ted.
All right. So I took a lot of notes, so a lot of different things that we can cover. But of course, we're here to talk about Buffy Season 2, what I'm dubbing Part 1. So, Robert, first thing I have to ask you, are you glad that we pushed for a 13th episode, or would 12, you've been like, that was fine?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I get why we cut off here, just because there is a cliffhanger.
And please tell me that you didn't get it spoiled what happens next.
No, I don't really know
Okay.
what happens next. I mean, I'll say if this is the mid-season finale, like, I think it's fine. I don't have strong feelings on this episode. I wasn't expecting the cliffhanger to be Angel's post-nut clarity, but that's what happens. So
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I'm curious to see what happens next, but yeah, I don't really know what the...
No, so what's crazier is that's not the mid-season finale like I thought it was. Hayden, what did we find out was the mid-season finale?
I think it's either Eggs or the one before it, but it's 13 and 14 aired a day apart, and that's how the time slot changed.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
So
no, it's very strange.
The original time slot is like, I don't know the exact dates, but I think it's like a Wednesday night. And that's 13, and then 14 airs on a Thursday night the next day, and then it's a Thursday night show for the rest of it until 5 when it switches networks.
Yeah, because 13 I feel like is a perfect midway, like mid-season finale cliffhanger to keep people coming back, not the egg episode.
That and that's probably the worst episode of maybe the show so far.
I think the Mantis episode in season 1 is worse.
I love the Mantis episode. It's
all right,
so
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Like I said, Robert, we're here to mostly hear you talk about Buffy. So I want to ask, was this an improvement on season 1, the first half, or more of the same for you?
No, I'd say it's an improvement in terms of consistency. Definitely better quality than season 1. They figured out who these characters are, the dynamics that work, and how we're playing with those. Like I would say like it is a solid second season so far, but that consistency and quality, I will say, also leads to there are bad filler episodes, and we'll get to them. But for a while, I was like, I'm kind of starting to miss the filler from season 1 because it was so terrible and schlocky. But there's a couple, like we get there, like there are a couple. But like perfect example is the second episode. We'd all agree is a filler episode. That's the Frankenstein episode. It's not great. It's not as terrible as some of the season 1 filler schlock. But that was kind of almost a problem for me, where I'm like, like there are a few episodes like that where I was just kind of not. This is great or this is terrible, just whatever. There are a few of those for me in here. I don't know if that's a hot take or not.
It's been a while since I've watched this season like front to back, because I have kind of perfected a watch order where I skip episodes that I don't like the Frankenstein one. But I found myself really appreciating what they do for the overall story, even though they're not great. Like, there's a lot of episodes that I don't particularly like, but I'm like, oh, these are kind of important for Angel and Buffy's relationship, which is, I think, the backbone of this first half. They really double down on that in this season of, like, No, these two people love each other.
Yeah, but they also keep emphasizing how old she is, and that's gonna be like a plot point with her birthday. That was taking me out of it a little, where I'm like,
Yeah,
stop drawing attention to this age
So-
gap. It's
So I
making me
think
uncomfortable.
the first time I watched Buffy, I was like 15, so I didn't think about it. Now as a mid-20s adult, I'm like,
It's weird.
In a post Twilight world, I appreciate that this is doing a vampire and teenager love story, while also acknowledging that that's not good.
I don't know that it does really. Like, I think it is a little like.
He knows that it's not a good thing, but he can't help himself.
Sure. Yeah, I'll say, based on what I vaguely know about this show, I'm going to take a wild guess that this relationship doesn't last forever. So I can give it the benefit of the doubt for that. But to where Hayden's coming from, it is like, I do feel like if you were to make this show now, they probably wouldn't want the audience to find him as likable. And I think that's where Hayden's coming at it, because I know, like, this is a fan favorite character, and he's going to get his own show. And so it's kind of having your cake and eating it too, where it's like, yeah, we know this relationship is wrong and bad, but we still want you to like this guy. So I'd say I'm mixed on that more than I'm like angry about it. I'm just saying it took me out a few times. That's all. It also helps when you're doing stories like this when the whole cast is in their 20s, so like it's not that icky. That always helps with these things. We always talk about this with Smallville, how like the second those characters get out of high school, the show decides they're in their 20s, mid-20s now. And I'm predicting that's probably going to happen here, because season 1, I felt like this could just be my faulty memory. I felt like in season 1 we were more vague, like how old they were supposed to be and what grade they were in. And season 2, it's like, oh, they're not even seniors yet. Okay, so I guess we're still gonna be in high school for a while.
No, it's season 1 sophomore year, season 2 is junior year.
Because in the finale, when she has that breakdown, she goes, "I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die."
Okay.
And we build on that, because in 13 she goes on turning 17.
Yeah.
So they're consistent with that.
I won't spoil, but like season 3 is like graduation. That's a whole like.
Sure. And you can tell me this is just a wild guess from my experience with Smallville, but I assume when these characters get out of high school, like they're just gonna be adults, and we're not gonna.
Nope. Not really.
Oh.
Nope.
No, they do college. Okay, so here's something that's funny. They do college up until season 5, like Smallville, but where Smallville kind of just forgets about it, Buffy deals with not being able to go to college anymore.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. But with Angel and Buffy, I definitely can understand that. I think it's just because I grew up watching these two. Like, I like this relationship overall. Because I think even in this, they're already hinting, like, these are two people who want to be together who can't. At the end of the day, like, this is never going to work. No matter you know, how badly they... And Borneaz and, I think, and Geller have incredible chemistry.
Yeah, and like I said, it helps that she's an adult. Like, there's not actual teenagers on the show, so it's fine.
Wasn't she like 18 though? I think like she's.
Oh yeah, she was young in 1. She was like 18 or 19 at the start.
Yeah. She's the youngest of the cast, I think.
Maybe.
Well, while we're on ages, one thing I'll throw out as a nitpick: Xander's haircut this season is a mistake. Like, he looks 35. He has a 5 o'clock shadow half the time. I'm like, well, it's very okay. Wait, it's very clear that these are adults playing teenagers. This is just what we used to do. It's fine. But in season 1, like, that is an actor where the long hair does a lot of work to make them look younger. So when he has that haircut, I'm like, you do not fit with the rest of this cast. Like, it's distracting how 35 he looks.
Compared to Smallville, I think these actors look younger than the Smallville cast. But
sure, yeah.
Well, Smallville also makes the mistake of starting at freshman year. I think if you took season 1 and just made him like a sophomore or a junior, that works fine.
Yeah, I agree.
I told John I also hate Angel's haircut, and I can't explain why. It's just I think it's dumb.
But I like that
It's like-
he's kind of out of touch. Like, the man's almost 300 years old. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
And
so
we'll get to some of that like Angel backstory stuff, but rewatching this stuff I forgot about. I'm like, oh my god.
okay, so there's a couple points I want to hit, and I remember we did it episode by episode, but I think I want to start with characters because you had some very specific things that you wanted to see with characters or that you weren't sure about with season 1. And let's start with Xander because I think he is the weak link of this first half. He has a lot of moments that I like, but I can't believe by episode 13 we're still doing the Xander jealousy thing with Buffy.
That's getting old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has 2 women that like him, but he's still obsessed with Buffy.
Mhm.
There's a really funny moment in the Kendra episode, and we'll get to Kendra here in a bit, but where it's the inverse where the Slayer likes him and he doesn't even notice. I thought that was really funny.
I don't know that she likes him. I think it's because she says in that episode that she wasn't allowed to talk to men, so she just doesn't really know how to. I don't know that she likes Xander, but maybe I've missed it.
I felt like at least the actress was going for more like she found him.
Talking.
Kendra's the
talking about
Vampire Slayer.
Okay, and that's a 2-parter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How can you forget that amazing accent?
That
It's
Irish,
something.
like I don't know. It's Irish something. I don't know what that is.
I like Willow quite a bit in this first half, and the problem with character arcs is a lot of this is set up, and I don't know if you got that where we're putting pieces together to move where we ultimately want them. But her big development is she meets Oz. Did you know that Seth Green was in this show before we started this?
I think you had told me, and it's funny. He appears like so infrequently in this first half that you always forget about him, and then he'll show up like 4 episodes later, and you're like, all right.
No, so this show does that a lot. I was having that with a lot of characters that will show up. Like, the Mummy episode has a character show up at the end where I'm like, that's where we first meet this character? What?
Was that Jonathan?
Oh, it's Jonathan. So in the Mummy episode, like at the very end, there's that like nerdy kid with the dark hair, kind of an annoying voice. He's a reoccurring character that becomes important later, but I'm like, this is his first episode? Really?
I had that too because I forgot he was here.
Yeah.
For whatever reason I thought he has an episode in 3 that's kind of big, and John and I actually joke about that episode a lot. I thought that was his first appearance, but he's in this.
Teddy, he's our friend, except I hate him, Xander. That was really funny. Where he's like, "Yeah, Angel's our friend, but I mean, I kind of hate him." But so Teddy, we are reviewing episodes 1 through 13. Please don't say anything for after 13 because Robert doesn't know, and we want to get that semi-blind reaction where he's telling us about it, but yeah, I like Oz quite a bit. You're right; he is just kind of set up here. I like the nonchalant reaction to vampires existing. Like, yeah, that actually explains a lot.
No, I love Oz. Oz is one of my favorites. He's like he just doesn't give a shit about anything.
Can we talk about, while we're on that, how easy it is to kill vampires in this universe? Because in that scene, she kills a vampire with a drumstick, which is both awesome and like, how the fuck does that work? Like,
to be fair, they establish in the first episode she has super strength.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's a big thing I have with this whole universe is the Slayer's powers aren't super defined, but she does have super strength.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much.
I'll say one thing that's both a pro and con of this season. So season 1 feels like very split down the middle, where there are the vampire episodes and then there are the filler episodes with other threats, right? So there were a surprising number of episodes to me in season 1 that didn't feature vampires at all, aside from like maybe Angel showing up, but that doesn't count. But this season, it's like there's a lot of filler episodes where you'll still have like a vampire thrown in for a scene or two, because there's a lot more vampires this season, which I think is both a pro and a con, because it does kind of take away their threat a little bit with how easily they're dispatched most of the time. But it also feels like hey, the show is called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You should probably put more vampires in your vampire show. Yeah, fair enough.
When I initially watched Buffy, I think I had a little bit of that where I'm like, there are more demons in this show, I think, than vampires.
It does kind of work on that TV show scale, though, where you kind of have to keep increasing the threats, and so the original threats just become minor inconveniences. Because, like, in the first episode, she's struggling with that, like, really big vampire. If season 2 Buffy fought him, I think she wouldn't have a problem. Because you do have to show, your protagonist getting stronger and stronger. I also, it's just kind of funny that vampires casually live in this city, like...
It's very strange.
It's either vampires or everyone in the city's a cult member, or...
Robert, did you like the best vampire of all time, which are the cowboys and the
Hayden's ancestors?
It's both a filler weird episode, and also you have these 2 weird vampire guys running around as a secondary threat. But also with Angel, David Boreanaz, he's a series regular now. So now he's in most of the episodes, which I think mostly works. But then there are those filler episodes where he shows up and it's weird. It's like, why are you here for this?
I think he's in every episode of the season, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. I feel like there was one he didn't show up in, but you might be right.
Trying to think, yeah. So I'm going to rewind a little bit to episode 3, where we get our villain introduction with Spike, who you may know from Smallville. Did you know anything about Spike, or just that this actor was in the show?
Vaguely. I knew he was in these. I knew he was a fan favorite. And what I was saying earlier about the vampires kind of losing their menace, that's not a problem with Spike. Spike's great.
Yeah,
he for me, more than like the Buffy Angel romance, I think for me, like, Spike's the highlight of the season so far. He's a great addition.
Spike regularly tops like lists of favorite Buffy characters. Like,
oh, he's great. He's not my favorite, but he's up there. I will tell you this, because I don't consider this a spoiler. He will stick around, and he's usually great.
No, he's there. Yeah, no spoilers, but there is a one Spike moment that everyone hates.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, Spike is great.
Well, he's also doing a funny accent, and I felt like watching it like this is James Marsters' Constantine audition.
Well, what's interesting
got to play John Constantine
is he's talked about that accent is based on Anthony Head, who plays Giles' real accent.
Oh, okay, that's funny. Yeah. That's cool.
At least that's what I saw in an interview.
Yeah, because Anthony Head has more like a Cockney accent than his like posh accent that he uses for Giles, as far as I understand. But
no, I like Spike a lot, especially in this season as the villain. I like that his first introduction is running over the Sunnydale sign, and he escalates things in a way by bringing it to the school, and we get our first gang-related PCP cover-up story.
Okay, I wanted to ask for clarification on that. So when the principal covers that up, you could tell me this, unless you think this is a spoiler, because I could have just missed something. Is the idea that the principal is just an idiot, or does the principal know about vampires?
No, he does not.
No,
that just wasn't.
No, Hayden, he does know.
He does?
Yes, we revealed that in season 3.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, the thing is, Snyder's such a dick that I don't...
Well, no, because that's part of why he's so hard on Buffy, is he knows who she is and what she's doing, and he's working to cover that up and make her life more difficult.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I love Snyder though. Like, man, why are you a principal? You hate children.
I was gonna bring up well, okay, I kind of lost it, so we're gonna have to get back to it.
Well, okay, so to rewind to the first episode, I like the first episode a lot. But what I thought was interesting about this, and I'm curious if you guys have this perspective or not. Last time we talked about the season 1 finale being kind of anticlimactic and weird that it wasn't even a two-parter. This retroactively feels like a part 2 to that, like that clearly probably wasn't the plan. But there's definitely some reorganizing, kind of rethinking some directions this season. That definitely happens with Spike, which we'll get to later. But with episode 1, I'm curious if you guys felt that, like, episode 1 to me felt like a do-over from the season 1 finale of, oh, let's just kind of do that again, but better. Like, season 1 ends killing the master, and it's kind of anticlimactic. So then the first episode here is, oh, well, now they're trying to bring him back, and we got to stop them from doing that. And just everything about, like, the drama and the stakes and how that was handled, I thought was just handled better here. And if
Much
this
better.
were, like, the part 2 to that one, I think that would have ended that season stronger. Also, this first episode did a thing I was kind of mixed on, where Buffy is acting weird, she's pushing people away, she wants to go it alone. We do that arc. So on the one hand, it's not that fun to watch, but on the other hand, I'm glad we got through it quickly. But that also to me felt like it would have been a better season 1 wrap up. With season 1 story, like, you get to the end and she's like then pushing her friends away and has to learn to trust them. And I'm curious if you guys share any of these thoughts or not, because that's how I felt watching.
I think some of that is the growing pains of only getting a 12 episode season in the first season. I could definitely see that. I think part of what helps with it is a lot of that has been building because she's been gone all summer, and like her dad, a rare mention from her dad or appearance from her dad mentions that she's been acting odd. So it's really let those feelings manifest. And what I like about her acting the way she is it humanizes what she went through, but also what makes her snap out of it is that it literally puts her friends in danger. I feel like a lot of the times when we do that, just somebody lectures the protagonist and the protagonist goes, you know what? You're right. But in this one, and this is one of my favorite Xander moments, when she comes back to the library after realizing it's a trap, and he's like, if you had just worked with us for like 5 minutes, Willow wouldn't be... I think it's Willow that gets kidnapped or is hurt. And he looks at her and says, if she dies, I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not having it. So yeah, that episode I think is solid. Episode 2 is filler.
Sorry, real quick, Robert. I don't want to move past the first episode yet because I do have one complaint. What the fuck are we doing with Xander and Willow, like licking ice cream off their nose?
Oh yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, I didn't care for that.
You firmly established he doesn't see her that way, but now we're.
Yeah.
And I also don't care for Buffy like leading Xander on a little bit in that episode.
But I like that because what I like about that is that's part of her acting out. She wants everyone to hate her because she hates herself.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't just brush it under the rug. Like, that comes up a couple other times in the first half of that season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's also making Angel jealous, and Xander feels kind of used. But then it's like, when you keep doing the Xander pining after Buffy stuff, it's like, okay, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
No, I just... I like Xander, but he's got some growing pains.
Yeah, and not to skip to, I just want to say where I was going with that was episode 1 to me felt like just kind of a do-over of season 1's finale and just wrapping up the master storyline in a more satisfying way. Episode 3 to me felt like, okay, this is the real season 2 premiere, because that's where you get the introduction of Spike, and like that felt like a real shift to me. But just an observation. That's just how I felt. But episode 2, I was really with it for the first half, and then literally Frankenstein's monster shows up, and it kind of goes off a cliff. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's almost a remake, not quite, but like it's really close to that the Invisible Girl episode. It's like Cordelia getting kidnapped and the
Well, okay, Cordelia gets kidnapped a lot this season.
Yeah.
In season 1, I talk about Xander being kind of the show's damsel in distress, and we got him out of that. So now we're just giving that to Cordelia this season.
Yes.
Is it this episode? Oh, sorry, go on.
I love Cordelia. Not so much for any specific moment. Well, I think she's a lot funnier this first half. Where like,
there's a specific Cordelia line I love in this season, which you sent me earlier.
She talks about. I think it's in Ted where she's like, "Well, can't Buffy just have like a free license to kill?" And Willow's like, "Yeah, in a fascist nation." Oh, why don't we live in one of those?
That's peak. No, she's a lot more fun to watch this season. I like her kind of being part of the group, but not really. All that's handled well. I do like her this season. But I think it's episode 2. This drove me crazy, where so the guys, the bad guys are going after her, right? And they like put the bag around her head in the school and are trying to capture her, and then Buffy saves her. And the guy runs away, and Cordelia's like, "Oh, it's fine. I gotta go. I'm late for cheer. I'm late for the game." And I was like, "Oh, that was a funny subversion. Like she was this close to getting kidnapped, but then Buffy saves her, and she goes off about her day. And then like 2 minutes later, she just gets kidnapped at the game, and then the climax is kidnapped, and I was like, oh."
What I love about Cordelia too is that she never really that stuff never really gets to her. Like she doesn't doesn't change her. Like we joke about how Lana in Smallville is kind of a crazy person because she's been kidnapped and stalked like 100 times. Cordelia, nope, she's just Cordelia. Like nothing is gonna change that. But no, what I like about this first half is we kind of start to see the person Cordelia could become, if she just had like the right influences.
And they're not like close to the same character, but Cordelia is the better Lana. Like,
correct.
Yeah, like Cordelia. Well, every Buffy character is better than Lana, even like one episode characters.
Yeah, all I really have to say on episode 2 is I was really with it for the first half with the mystery of it, like all these dead body parts they're finding, and the bad guy is like assembling this perfect girl, and I was really with it when we were doing like a Frankenhooker or a Pieces type of.
I was gonna say premise. This is like a remake of Pieces.
Yes, it's that for the first half, and then the second, literally Frankenstein's monster shows up, and we're just doing Bride of Frankenstein. It becomes way less interesting because then it's just Bride of Frankenstein, and I'm like, oh.
My
favorite.
I like it's
better when it's Pieces.
My favorite thing about that episode is just how absurdly neglectful the mom is. Like she doesn't seem to know time passes. She's just like sitting in her chair, smoking a cigarette, watching I think the same game on repeat, and I'm like, okay,
it's a trauma does to you. Well, because this is, I forget, is there actually a supernatural element, or is this a purely sci-fi episode? I don't remember.
It's sci-fi.
Because there's a robot episode later we'll get to.
Yeah, so I don't know why I thought of this watching that episode. I was reminded of the mom from Ace Ventura. You know what I'm talking about?
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Yeah, the mom of the bad guy in Ace Ventura that's like obsessed with football.
That's really funny.
That's what the first thing I thought of. I'm like, my brain is fucked every time I watch anything.
Teddy says he loves Cordelia, but his pet peeve is sometimes, especially early on, I don't know if they want her to be smart but blunt or just dumb vapid. So my read has always been I don't entirely agree. My read has always been that she is smart when she cares. She comes off as like vapid because she doesn't care about like schoolwork or any of that. She is interested in herself. She's more self-centered than anything. And when it comes to something that she wants, like I think it is in that TED episode where we see that she's like a good detective when it comes down to it. Like she tracks down leads, which is subtle foreshadowing for her future. But no, I don't think she's dumb or vapid or anything. I think she's smart in the things that she wants to be smart in. Tyler, is season 2 better than season 1? I would say on a whole, this is better.
Oh, yeah.
The first half. What do you think, Robert?
Yeah, it's definitely more consistent.
But yes, tell us more about episode 3 and when we meet Spike.
Spike's great. He's an instant standout. I kind of wish we had dragged this out longer because his scene with Angel is so good when they're both kind of trying to play each other, seeing like that whole charade there, and it's like, oh, I wish we got more of that before.
One of my favorite things about this season is the kind of like parallel between Spike and Drusilla and Angel and Buffy. The bad relationship and then the good relationship, even though we talked about how it's weird, but
yeah, Drusilla's a character I don't have like a strong grasp on yet. I some of this is already fading from memory, binging this, but I don't fully understand her deal, like why she's ill, like what's going on with her. They talk about, like, I know it's explained, it's just kind of went over my head as I was watching it.
So basically, Angela's tracked down and killed every person that she even remotely came in contact with, and to the point that it drove her insane.
Okay.
Yeah, and that backstory is so screwed up where Angel has to admit, like, yeah, this is the worst thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's perfect.
And I want to say it's been a minute since I've looked.
And torture. Nobody's perfect.
It's been a minute since I've looked into this, and I could be wrong. But I think that she had some kind of gift of sight. And when he did what he did, it corrupted it. So, like, a lot of what she's saying isn't as crazy as it sounds. It's just we're not comprehending it because she's talking in her own language.
That tracks because Whedon will recycle that idea with a character in Firefly.
Oh, okay.
A character you think is crazy, but everything she's saying actually means something.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's definitely a trope he goes back to, and like that does tie in later the 13th episode with the Buffy nightmares that Drusilla is appearing in. Not to jump there, I just have to mention it before I forget. Every time they show like the visions of the plates breaking, and it's that pottery sound effect, so funny. I love it.
Yeah, I had an interesting thought I didn't pick up on last time. I'm gonna jump ahead a couple episodes to the Kendra 2-parter. That scene where they're doing the ritual to cure Drusilla, whatever the hell that means.
That was where I was lost. I didn't understand what was happening.
But something I picked up on that I've never thought about before. I think Drusilla's torturing him as revenge. Because a couple of things that she says where it's like, no, I still hold you accountable for what you did to me. I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, that's motivating a lot of characters, especially later on. Where was I going with that? So you have the Drusilla Spike dynamic. But yeah, Spike's great. And then just because I don't have a lot more to say about the third episode, but at the end when what's the kid's name, the anointed one, is that it?
The anointed
one.
This is where again it felt like a premiere to me, because this is such a hard reset for the show, where it's like, like we know the kid didn't work, let's just kill him. And it was so great.
I appreciated that they just didn't forget he exists. Like, they actually dealt with it. But no, I thought of you when they killed him. I was like, Robert's going to love this.
I cheered. It's such a great ending to that episode and showing what Spike's capable of. He's like, I don't want to take orders from this fucking guy.
Well, and I like that because the Master was so superstitious for a vampire. Like, he believed in rituals and things. And Spike's like, no, like I don't do any of that. We're just here to have fun. I like what I like in 3 is we kind of start to get some of the like a better representation of Buffy trying to balance both sides of her life. You know, that classic Spider-Man Peter Parker thing. And knowing, you know, of course, where it's going, it's really funny that Snyder wants to specifically meet Buffy's mom. And I'm like, dude, you totally have it out for her. Like, they're kind of setting some of that stuff up.
Yeah, and I have thoughts on Buffy's mom later.
Oh, I have thoughts that I didn't think I didn't have before.
Because, okay, so episode 3, it's like, obviously her mom still, she doesn't know about the vampires. She buys that it was a gang on PCP, whatever, fine. But she sees her daughter take charge and save her life and sees all this crazy shit go down at the school. And then a few episodes later, we're going to act like none of that happened. Mm-hmm. And that's easily the worst thing about the season so far. But we'll get to it if we want to save that for later.
We'll get to it because I think that'll be a rant. Tyler says he remembers that we complained didn't like one of the male characters. Is he still annoying or is he better written? I mean, I don't dislike any of the characters. I assume he's talking about Xander. I don't think any of us disliked him, just that he needed to improve. You know.
Yeah,
sorry, I couldn't think of another word, Hayden.
Improve.
No. If he was my least favorite character in season 1, he certainly isn't that anymore.
No, I think he's quite a bit better this season. It's just I still don't like I've never liked the clinginess to Buffy.
Mm-hmm. So Robert, if it's not Xander, is it Joyce?
That Buffy's mom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Episodes 4 and 5, couple filler. I don't think I have a lot to say about. 4 is the Mummy Girl episode, and then 5 is the frat house episode.
I like thematically. It's just
sure.
Yeah.
Well, and when I was watching it, like I called the ending with the nice guy, where I'm like, oh, he's got to be the bad guy, and I was right, and I'm glad it went there. The toxic nice guy.
Yeah,
who's kind of grooming Buffy.
The only thing I have to say about the Mummy episode is I think it's the Mantis episode done better.
Sure.
I actually found myself enjoying it. There's not a lot going on there, and again, I don't know what we're saying about Xander with that episode. But I legitimately felt bad for the monster in that episode.
Mm-hmm. It's also really funny how much that reminded me of the Tom Cruise Mummy movie, where it's the same lady mummy thing, where she's kissing people and regenerating. And
well, you know, is that Orci and Kurtzman that wrote that movie?
Probably.
They just really love this episode. No, so I've said for years, ever since I got back into this show, I am convinced that Stephanie Myers loves this show and just ripped it off for Twilight. Angel and Buffy are just like the prototype for Edward and Bella at the fucking Twilight books. I'm convinced
1000%.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5, it's fine. That one, yeah, it's starting to slip from my memory. I thought the snake thing was cool at the end.
Yeah.
I just love that everyone in this town is a cult or a vampire.
Oh, okay. That's what I have to say on 5 is, well, I'll give it credit. It's Black Christmas 2019 done better.
Yeah.
It's the same frat house cult plot. But
I didn't even think of that.
This one's better.
Oh, okay. So something I do have to say about 5, I found really weird is I know that, you know, fraternities have like hazing rituals, but the one that they do to Xander is very weird and oddly specific.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're trying to do something there, but
I mean that shit happens. Like that's not fiction, so I'm glad we're addressing it. It's just like, I don't get it. This is never appealing to me.
Yeah.
Fuck frat houses. I don't know why this is a thing.
Teddy says they are better written, Edward and Bella. Correct. For one thing, I am invested in this relationship in a way I don't give a shit about the Twilight one.
Yeah, but I
Rebel
think this is the
Team.
other episode where I'm like, okay, we're kidnapping Cordelia a lot. That's definitely
Well, my favorite thing about this one is that she is the one that has to blackmail Buffy into going to this thing. And then we get to episode 6, which is one of my favorites.
Halloween. Really
Oh,
fun
yeah.
concepts.
Where we introduce a piece of lore that will continue on throughout the series, where the supernatural take a break on Halloween, which I feel like now doesn't feel as subversive, but at the time, we didn't really do stuff like that.
Sure. And this is the episode, I believe, where we meet Giles's old colleague, who we'll
Yes.
learn more about later. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff with this one with the costume gimmicks.
I love Sarah Michelle Gellar in that costume.
I will say, Xander getting a real machine gun and shooting at kids was not on my bingo card for this show, but it happens.
Okay, yeah, I love military Xander, and I won't say how or where, but that comes back.
That comes back in this season.
Yes.
Okay.
That will be important for an episode later on. But I love like old timey Buffy, like because she's trying to impress Angel, and when it goes wrong. I like Ghost Willow.
Yes.
Well, what I like about Ghost Willow is it's kind of on two layers, right? Because the reason that she's a ghost is she's trying to hide, but then when she becomes a ghost, she's exposed in that like revealing costume that I forget who was it. Buffy wanted her to wear.
Yeah.
But ironically, nobody can see her, right? No, people can see her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're just like, what are you wearing?
Yeah, no, like nobody cared. And what I like about this episode too, and when we get there, I want to play the Buffy Chaos Bleeds game, which brings back a lot of these characters like Ethan. And I like the guy that plays Ethan is also in the Mass Effect trilogy. He's really good in those. But I like when we get this backstory for Giles, and it might feel like predictable now, like, oh, of course, the guy that's all rigid and studious now was a rule breaker, but I like that. I like that idea that, like, something changed him.
Yeah, no, his backstory is hilarious. Like, it's crazy, but it works. It works.
Anything else that we want to talk about with episode 6?
No, I think that's the gist of it.
Okay, so then let's talk about episode 7.
Yeah.
Which...
Okay, I'll just ask. While we're on 6, I'll just ask real quick, just because I don't remember. In Ethan's next episode, did he die or is he still alive? I just
He's
don't
still
remember
alive.
now. Okay, so he's coming back. So he's coming back later. Okay.
Yeah. He will make another appearance in 3, and then he's in the video game. If he has more, I don't remember.
I think he might. I can't quite remember, but I think he does.
But no, I love the whole like Ripper backstory, and I think it really makes you look at Giles in a new way, but not in a like, oh, I don't like you anymore. It's like you're interesting in a way I didn't have before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next episode is Lie to Me,
which I think
directed by Whedon.
So there's a thing with this show in 7s. I think I might have told you this. Like every season, episode 7 is a banger. I think this might be one of my favorite, if not a top 5 episode. I adore this episode. I think the performances are really good. I think the twist at the end is like really heartbreaking in a way that it shouldn't be. I don't agree with what that kid is doing, but I understand why.
I like this episode and I like that twist a lot. This one I have more to say about because I felt like it was kind of a victim of being filler, where watching it, I had the feeling of, okay, so this is Buffy's best friend from years ago, and is now betraying her and dies at the end. All that happens, and just watch it made me think like, okay, so this all happens, and this guy's probably never going to be mentioned again, right? And maybe he is, but I'm guessing he isn't because it feels like a one and done. And while I think this is a good episode and might be better on a rewatch, I did have this feeling of, oh, I felt like you could have done a whole arc with this character and not just as a one and done. But that's just my first impressions of it.
I will say this character doesn't get mentioned again, but thematically, this is important for the entire season.
Okay.
With just her really having to deal with the world isn't black and white. The good guys aren't always the good guys. The bad guys aren't always
Yeah,
the
that's a
bad
great scene.
guys. That will be permeated throughout the rest of the season. So it's filler in that like the characters never mentioned, but thematically, it's I think the most important episode in this first half. But yeah, and I love that scene. I love any scene where Giles and Buffy get to kind of build on that father and daughter relationship that they're building.
Yeah, one scene I was mixed on with the villain of this episode, her old friend, when he's talking to Spike, and is like, "No, do the thing, say the thing." That bit goes on a while, and I'm like, "Okay, dude,
that was
shut up,
very
fuck."
90s." But yeah. I related to Spike because he's like, "I don't even like you right now. I can't imagine having to deal with you for an eternity."
Yeah, it's that tricky thing of I'm not saying it's a problem because characters should be allowed to be young and stupid, but as an audience member, you're like, yeah, dude, this is not gonna go in your favor. Like this. So, how do you feel about the ending that Spike actually holds his end of the bargain? Because he does come out of the grave as a vampire. Like he did turn him, and then Buffy kills him immediately. I was like, oh, okay.
That is
I don't know
also
if I like that or not.
That is also very important for later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That we are establishing that Spike keeps his word no matter what.
Okay, that's interesting. Because I was with Spike where I'm like, fucking kill this guy. Like, he's an idiot.
This episode also has one of my favorite visual gags where Angel's like ranting about these like wannabe vampires. You know, they don't know how vampires look or how they dress, and then that guy comes down the stairs dressed exactly like Angel.
That's a good gag.
I love that bit.
Yeah, the whole like the setting is very interesting. Like these young people who are getting indoctrinated, but like they think vampires are cool, and it's a very obvious allegory to like drugs and gangs and wanting to belong to something and thinking like, oh no, like they're the good guys, like they know what's best for me. It's like, no, they don't. And everyone's telling them like, no, that's. And I think we're pretty consistent about this, but this is an episode that reinforces that idea that as far as the lore goes in this universe, it's like, no, you die and you are a different thing as a vampire. Like that is not you anymore. So this is an episode that like really reinforces that idea.
There's
like, no, you're not just yourself.
Yeah. There's a line later where Angel is like, the vampire gets your body, but it doesn't get your soul, or the demon gets your body, but it doesn't get your soul. Now, we're gonna talk about this constantly because that is something we're always exploring with this show. Is like the demon versus the human. I think they muddy that a little bit in the last couple of seasons, but that's a long ways off.
Okay. One thing I will bring up though as a question is one thing I'm unclear on is how much in this universe do vampires kill people and drink blood just because they want to, or do they actually need to survive? That is weirdly not clear to me.
They need to because Angel's resorted to drinking animal blood to survive.
Okay. I had just forgotten that, so that has come up. We just don't show that at all.
Darla has a line about it in episode 7 of season 1 because he's got all those blood bags in his fridge. There's also a really funny episode later on where a vampire becomes alive again and like can't stop stuffing his face with food because vampires don't taste food.
um, but yeah, I like this episode. I think the twist of her friend, like being sick, kind of salvaged it for me, just because I really didn't buy that heel turn, even though I saw it coming, like it was predictable. But him having limited time was like, okay, that was a quality explanation. Like you said, like you understand it even if you don't agree with him and his choices. I felt like you could have made this a recurring character and drawn this storyline out, and as opposed to just being a one and done.
I don't necessarily
it's a good
disagree, because I mean, I would have, I think, preferred that to like the egg episode or
Sure.
Yeah.
No, we'll get there. But no, I think without that twist of he's dying, that's why he wants to become a vampire. This just becomes like a real generic, like, it's another episode. But you introduce that to challenge Buffy's morals, which I think that's the first time in the show that has really been tested. We've kind of stuck to black and white, good and evil.
Well, it's very much a halfway filler, halfway plot episode, because like Spike gets a lot of the plot centric episodes, but occasionally he'll pop up in a filler episode as well. So this is kind of a 50-50 split. One scene I thought was kind of a cop out is when everybody does come in and Buffy's able to save everybody. I was watching it thinking like, you could have killed all these kids. I think that would have been more impactful.
I don't disagree, but I do wonder if that was like a Cable thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are a lot of biting scenes and killing scenes where you see like basically no blood.
Yes.
It's a little distracting sometimes, but I can forgive that.
Yeah, no, just censors in the 90s were weird too. Like there's a gay character later on that was not allowed to be shown kissing, but there is a scene that might as well just be them having sex that somehow went completely over their heads. I don't get it.
The 2000s were a bit, and I'm curious how much this is going to affect the later seasons of the show, but especially Angel, because the early 2000s are like a real shift in what we're allowed to show on TV when like shows like CSI are coming out that are way more graphic than stuff you could do in the 90s. So I'm curious how much that affects like Angel when we get there. But yeah, overall good episode, the quality episode, and like that final conversation with her and Giles, and him saying like there are good guys and bad guys, and the good guys always win. Like that's a great final scene.
Yeah, no, that's a top 5 episode. And my favorite scene though is that these people don't deserve to die speech from Buffy. Sarah Michelle Gellar is so good, and I think she's even better in this season than she was in season 1.
Hayden, any thoughts?
Hadan, thoughts? Speak.
No, she's great in this. She's definitely. I mean, I think she's good in 1, but Geller has definitely improved, and she continues to get better. I think it kind of plateaus at a certain point, like probably 5 and 6.
Well, but I mean, at a certain point, it's the character's not changing as much anymore. Like she's settled on who the character is, which I think is fine for that point in the show. But I do agree. I think she's better at the coming of age stuff.
No, for sure.
The next episode, I believe, is the Giles episode.
Yes.
Where we get into his backstory.
But real quick, Teddy says, I predict you will like this episode better when the season is done. So, Robert, if you can, maybe write it down or something. I want to come back to a discussion about this episode when we finish the season. Or maybe I'll just mention how it ties into stuff later on that you haven't seen yet.
Totally fair.
But yeah, no, next episode is probably the best pure filler episode.
I don't even know that I'd call it filler, the Giles episode.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty important backstory for one of the main 4 characters.
Yeah. And I find this episode kind of horrifying. Like, this is a horror episode. through and through. But yeah, basically, Robert, what did you think about episode 8?
It was good. I think his backstory's hilarious. But it's like, yeah, we were fucking around with demons and shit, and then it went horribly wrong.
Well, they were letting it.
It's great.
They were letting it possess them, which
yeah,
the plot of Talk to Me.
I also thought of Talk to Me. That's great. And then you see that he has a tattoo that we've never seen before. TV loves to do that, but I think we've always seen him in long sleeves, so it's fun. I'm not saying it's a plot hole. It's just a funny thing when you give a character like a tattoo or something that you've never seen before, but it's important.
No, my favorite thing is that Giles can canonically sing just because Anthony Stewart Head can sing.
One thing I will bring up as a nitpick is I think this episode. What's his love interest's name? Ginny
Calendar. I give you a nickname earlier.
Yeah, you're Ginny Calendar.
Yeah. I am. Yeah. Okay. So at the end of this episode, she's kind of mad at him, like after everything that happened, and I think she leaves him at the end of this episode and comes back a couple later. I think
they don't. It's not more of a breakup. It's just I need space.
It's not a breakup. Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable around you because this thing that you created nearly killed me.
Yeah, so this character is presented as like a normal person, and this is one of those episodes. And then a few episodes later, we're going to get her backstory and what she's actually all about, which made this one weirder for me in hindsight.
See, I didn't have that. So, I thought that was consistent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, fair. I just thought it was weird.
She knows about the curse. We'll just mention it briefly, and then we'll get more into that during that episode. But she's clearly like way in over her head with any of this, and they're pretty consistent with that. Like she is book smart when it comes to this stuff, but actually dealing with it, she has like no experience.
Okay, but her people have a grudge against Angel. Because everybody does in this universe. So I'm curious how well that holds up on a rewatch. Because I wasn't paying attention to her interactions with Angel up to this point. So I'm curious if they always had that plan.
Pay attention. Do better.
No.
Improve.
But yeah, I like this episode. It's a good Giles episode. Like you said, there's actual tension here, which I appreciate.
And it's kind of clever how they get rid of it. I thought. Hayden, thoughts?
I mean, it's a great episode. It's good. Giles is my favorite of the main four, I think.
Also, as we mentioned, this is one of those episodes directed by Bruce Seth Green. Is there any relation to the Seth Green in this show?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That was weird.
Yeah. Hayden, thoughts on how they get rid of the demon?
I refresh my memory because I don't.
It possesses Angel, and the demon inside Angel kills it.
I kind of like that. I think I like that. I think it's cool that.
I didn't know we hired an AI.
What? Man, shut up.
He's calling you a bitch, Hayden.
I'll kill you.
No, it's worth it for Bordeas just tweaking out for a couple minutes.
Freaking out, yeah.
I wish I was a fly on the wall while he's filming that scene.
No, the makeup is very good, by the way.
Yeah, the makeup's fine.
No, I thought that was quite clever. How do you kill a demon with another demon? Yeah. No, I appreciate that. That's a episode that has some lasting consequences, and I feel bad for Giles because it is the mistakes of your youth catching up to you. Also, what Ethan does to Buffy is horrifying, and we just kind of write it off with a joke about her having to spend all of her savings for a tattoo removal.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was like, okay, is this just gonna be a tattoo that we just never see again? And then, oh, it's fine, just get rid of it.
Although I could be wrong. I think you can see a little bit of it in the next episode.
That'd be
Maybe.
good attention to detail.
Real quick, Tyler says, Robert being the one in the group who's never seen the show, do you find the show dated, or are you able to view it as if you were watching it when it first aired? Do you think you would have preferred it as a child, or do you have a deeper appreciation for it now? No, it's too spooky for child.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I would have liked this as a teenager. I mean, I watched 10 seasons of Smallville. Enough said.
I also don't think the show is that horrifically dated. Like, effects, sure, but I think the writing holds up.
It's fine. Like, it's cheesy. Like, it is what it is, but I don't have a problem with that. Like, I watch old stuff all the time. You have to be in kind of a specific mindset for a show like this, but like it's good. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine. I'm into it. I'm watching it. It's definitely look, like I'm watching this show for the channel and because John really wants me to. Like, that's what's making me stick with it. I don't know if I would have watched this on my own, like just for fun at this age. I probably would have loved it when I was a teenager, but like I'm not like, I'm glad I'm watching it. Like, I'm glad I have an excuse to watch it. That's a good way of putting it. It's giving me an excuse to finally watch the show.
That's fine. I'm always happy to bully people into watching what I want them to watch.
Yeah, I know.
You do the same thing, motherfucker. Don't even start.
No, just to you. Nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Because nobody else will watch it. Anyway, this has gone off the rails.
After Giles is
so next is the two-parter with Kendra, which we've already talked about a little bit. I don't think we need to.
What I like
on this one.
What I like about this is twofold. One, it doesn't just throw them to the bus the fact that she died, although it is kind of funny that apparently temporarily dying still triggers the Slayer curse.
I do like that idea.
Yeah.
That was always my like joke pitch for a sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender would be the like that Aang Temp dying at the end of 2 makes a new Avatar.
What I really like about this two-parter, because I've always kind of been whatever on this two-parter. Part of the problem is, and I won't say too much because I want you to obviously experience it, but we revisit this idea later better. So I kind of been whatever on this. What I like about this is that she is what the idealized version of Buffy. Like, if Buffy was the idealized Slayer, that would be Kendra. And I like that parallel. But I also like that we never do that thing where Buffy is completely jealous or like it seems like everybody likes Kendra over Buffy. It's Buffy realizes, no, I couldn't operate like that. That's what.
And just,
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Does Kendra come back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also like that this is kind of the first look we get of how inefficient the Slayer prophecy is. So you said there's one person with no backup to a town full of evil, and just the one down, mind you.
It's fine. I do think it's funny at the end of this episode. There's like the big final battle, and of course, we see that Drusilla and Spike survive. But then later, when Buffy's having the nightmares, and she's like, "I think Drusilla is still alive," I'm like, "Yeah." I would have thought you all just fit. I feel like these characters should know by now. If they don't see the body or don't see them turn into ash, they're probably still alive. I think it's funny that they were like, "Oh, thing fell on them. Yeah, they're dead."
To be
like,
fair, when you're dealing with a vampire, I'm more likely to believe that because they could have got dusted under that rubble.
Yeah.
Sure. Also, okay, now that we're not consistent with.
No.
Like, sometimes when you're dusted, you just evaporate like old video game graphics, where you just go away for, and sometimes there's like actual physical dust left that is talked about and is a plot point a couple of times, so that we are not consistent with.
Nope. How did you feel about Kendra?
Oh, she's fun. Like, that twist is great. They do the pointing meme where it's like, no, I'm the Vampire Slayer.
There's a channel that I watch sometimes called Passion of the Nerd. I think I've mentioned them a couple times, but they do a rewind-esque video on Buffy episode by episode, and it's really interesting stuff. When you're done, you should go back, definitely listen to them. But when he gets to this episode, he takes that clip of her saying "chick fight" in her accent and just like loops it as a joke. So now that when I get to that scene, I can't help but laugh.
Yeah, I will say, I don't think we're that consistent with her, like, socially, where they have to explain what friends are to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of dumb.
Well, but I mean, that's the idea, right? She was raised as the perfect Slayer.
Yes, but I feel like you would still understand social, like how other people are socially.
I don't think she was confused at the concept of. Sorry, not to get stuck on this. I want to talk this out. I don't think she was confused at the concept of friends. It was that Buffy has friends and is a vampire slayer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. But no, I really grew to appreciate Kendra as a character this time around, whereas I've kind of just been indifferent to her before.
Sure. Also, we're told that Spike's killed like 2 Slayers before.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
It is funny.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just funny to think that, like, theoretically, Buffy is the first Slayer to, like, have a team and have friends, and it's like, yeah, maybe some of those previous Slayers should have thought of that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they kept dying, because they were doing it alone.
So, something that I find interesting is that this show kind of explores, I think in ways explores the pros and cons of both. She is unique because she has friends, but a lot of the times, as much as I like Xander and Willow, they also don't understand what it means to be the Slayer. So it's like there's not really a perfect system, but I appreciate that the show understands that the Slayer prophecy is horrendous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
But I'm glad you mentioned Spike, because something I forgot to mention when we got to episode 3 is like everyone in town is like confused by who Spike is, which I don't feel is consistent. Because later on, we're going to treat him like he's the second worst vampire in history, right under Angel or Angelus, when he was evil.
Well, we kind of have that even in his first episode, where they like he used to torture people with railroad spikes, and they like we get some of that.
But yet nobody knows who he is. I don't know. It's very strange, and I get that it's just because we have to find a way to get exposition to explain who he is. It's weird.
Look, the vampire population of this show is getting out of control. I don't know how. There's still a secret.
I don't think we've gotten there yet. We haven't gotten there yet because that's the egg episode, I think. But that episode where Buffy and her mom are at the mall, and there's just a vampire at the mall in the middle of the daytime. How did you get here?
But before we talk about that episode, we have to talk about Ted.
Well, before we do that,
best episode.
The best episode of the whole show.
Before we do that, though, did you have anything else to say about the Kindred two-parter? I really liked that moment with Buffy and Angel at the skating rink, where they fight off the vampires, and then he's cut, and like he's really self-conscious about her seeing him with his vampire face. I
Look at me.
Pretty much. No, what really carries that relationship, I think, is just those two have really good on-screen chemistry, and I would love to see them work together in another project. I don't think Borneas is interested in coming back because he knows that Angel's supposed to be a vampire that never ages, and I feel like you'd have to address the fact that they're in their 50s now. But I'm gonna be a little sad when we get to the Buffy revival and there's no Angel. I think he's just as important as anyone else.
I don't want that revival to happen, but
it's happening. I'll watch it. I'll hate myself while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll have an episode like Ted. I'll tell you that.
Hopefully it does.
Robert doesn't. John, is that reboot making the comics non-canon?
Yes, because the oh, you mean like the season comics? I don't know.
Season comics.
I don't know because we haven't gotten enough from it. We just know that Chloe Zhao is attached.
Okay, because those season comics are canon. That's
I feel like they won't be.
interesting.
I feel like there's no way they can be. Well, it's also I can't say anything because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
We'll come back to it. Is Ted's not right after that, is it?
yeah, it's Kendra, Ted, Eggs.
Okay.
The
I enjoyed Ted a lot more on this watch than I have in the past.
Ted's the best episode of the whole show. It's fantastic.
What did you think about Ted?
This guy was so lonely. He built a fucking robot.
He built Buffy versus sexism robot is the best plot.
Well, what's weird, Robert, and again, I don't think this is going to be a massive spoiler, but we're going to do this again. Like, there's going to be another character that builds robots.
Yeah, there are multiple like robots
In the
that has nothing
Buffyverse.
to do with the other robots.
Yeah, that's what makes this episode so weird to me is we bring this idea back, but we never mention Ted.
Okay, before the robot reveal, what this episode actually is the stepfather.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the same set
With John Ritter.
And it's I like the central story here of Buffy's mom's dating a guy, but then when she's not around, he's actually an asshole and is treating Buffy very poorly. There's a lot of gaslighting in this episode. And all that stuff I like. This is also the first episode where I'm like, oh, do I hate Buffy's mom?
Yeah, this is like a
this is the
duology
first
of just like Buffy's mom is a bitch.
She fucking sucks.
No, I like this, and I like that we don't weaken Buffy to make this plot work. Because I feel like in a lot of other shows we'd have to find some reason for her not to be her. Although, the most unhinged thing in this entire episode is the dinner scene. Where Ted's like, how do you feel about that, Buffy? And she just replies with, I feel like I want to kill myself, Ted.
And their fight is fantastic when she just starts beating the shit out of him.
It's fantastic in how clumsy it is. So she hits him, and then he stumbles from one blow all the way down the hallway. Did you see the robot reveal coming, Robert?
No.
So
No,
it's
I did
funny
not.
because I don't know if it's just because I knew it was coming. There's a lot of really obvious foreshadowing in this episode.
Sure.
Joyce says, well, there should be one of you in every kitchen. His coworkers call him the machine. There's another one, and I'm like, oh, like, if you know, that's really obvious foreshadowing. But on the same side, I don't think there's any amount of foreshadowing that could get me to guess on a first viewing that he's a robot.
It gets weirdly heavy when Buffy thinks she's killed her mom's boyfriend and like everyone knows, and her mom thinks she killed him but is like keeping quiet on that. Like it's weirdly heavy for this stupid filler
It is.
episode.
The most insane thing in this episode, though, is after the fight when we were just at the conclusion, Buffy's mom doesn't know he was a robot. He was glitching out in the middle of a conversation with her. What did she think? He was having a stroke?
Yeah.
Right.
He's freaking out.
Yeah, and then she doesn't know he's like been dismantled or whatever. The makeup on John Ritter's quite good, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I just love that fun fact. John Ritter was in an episode of Buffy, and he played a crazy robot.
A sexism robot where he doesn't respect women, and then he tries to...
Well, and Hayden, I don't know if you caught it, because I caught it on this watch through. Because I've always complained that they never really explain where the robot came from, but they do. So apparently the idea is that he was a businessman whose wife left him and he was dying. So he built, this is fucked, and it's like a throwaway line. He built a robot version of himself who then kidnapped his ex-wife, and then when she died, the robot went out looking for a replacement. And all of this is in a throwaway line of dialogue that is completely missable.
But not dissimilar to the plot of The Stepfather. He's just trying to find the perfect family, you know?
Yeah. No, and John Ritter's really good. Like, when he flips that switch, it's actually really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even as when I first watched the show as a teenager, I did like this episode.
Yeah.
And I watched, I do like this episode.
No, it's a good one.
Good in it.
It's a good one. I don't know if you needed the robot twist. Like,
no, it's insane. I love it.
You could have come up with something else.
This might be like a crackhead opinion. This is like in my top 5 Buffy fillers.
That is whack.
I mean,
Teddy says the step robot.
Oh no, it's Ted. He's in the chat.
Speaking of top 5 filler episodes, the next one is Bad Eggs, which is amazing.
Oh my god! No.
I actually quite enjoyed this one. Robert, I told Hayden this. This is the Buffy version of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie.
Sure, I mean it's obvious. It's very Invasion of the Body Snatchers mixed with Alien, but instead of face huggers, they're egg spiders. Bunch of creativity.
I did.
And it's also Lovecraftian at the end with like the big creature under the floor. It's so weird.
I did kind of have it takes too long to get to that stuff. Like the first half of this episode feels really drawn out. But no, okay, think about it. This thing uses creatures or ooze to take control of people to dig for this treasure, and then there's a Lovecraftian being at the end, or a morphological being defending.
Morphological being.
Yeah. This is just the Buffy version of the 95 Power Rangers movie.
I mean, the Buffy cast really should be a team of Power Rangers, if you think about it.
Oh, speaking of the Buffy cast, I think it's the Kendra episode. I forgot to mention this. I think is where we get our maybe first official them calling themselves the Scooby Gang, because Xander calls them the Scooby Gang in that episode.
That he does. I thought that came up in season 1 somewhere.
Yeah, I thought it did too.
I don't think it did, but I could be wrong. But I know for sure he calls them that in that.
Yeah.
Oh. We haven't talked about. Maybe that hasn't happened yet. We'll swing back around. I think this episode's okay. Like, it's kind of cheesy and it's like fun.
It's very schlocky.
Yeah.
But I was with it. It's a gas leak. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I couldn't deal with that scene. So at the end of this episode, Buffy's mom is mad that Buffy wasn't in the library, where she thinks a gas leak happened. And then Buffy points out, well, it's a good thing I wasn't in the library because there was a gas leak. And she just completely glosses over this fact and punishes her more for not being in what she would think is mortal danger.
No, because in the Ted episode, I was like, do I dislike Buffy's mom? And then in this episode, I'm like, oh, she's a fucking bitch. Good lord.
Oh God, she's bad.
Like she's horrible. And this is where a lot of these shows always struggle with serialized versus episodic. This is one of those where, as far as that relationship is concerned, you're not supposed to be thinking of it like week to week progress, because that makes no sense. Like, especially following the Ted episode, where it's like, a week ago you dated a guy who beat the shit out of your daughter and was a crazy person. Maybe cut her a little slack, but of course that never comes up. It is like it never happened. So as far as Buffy and her mom goes, like, that is like the biggest victim of that this season. Oh, there is no progress with that relationship whatsoever, which makes episode 3 that much weirder, where her mom sees her save her life and take action and stay cool in this weird situation
And
with a gang
stands
on
up for her
PCP.
against Snyder.
And stands up for her. And then fast forward to this episode, and she tells Buffy to her face, like, do you care about anything else other than boys in pretty dresses? Like, she says that to her daughter. I'm like, fuck you. She's so awful.
Hey Jareth, how's it going? Yeah, no.
Anyway,
I like Joyce, but mostly for stuff that's later. I
Sure.
couldn't deal with her in this episode. Especially because
Horrible.
what is she upset about in the first place?
You're always late. You're lazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's on. Again, the actress is fine. It's nothing against the actress.
No, I love
It's
the
just
actress.
What she has
Also,
to give.
she has the most overacting scene of this entire first half when Giles puts that like thing on her back as she
And then there's convenient amnesia, because of course there's convenient amnesia,
Yeah, of course.
which then the Gaslight thing. No, that was a great twist though with Giles, where he's acting like normal Giles, and then oh my god, he's also infected.
Yeah.
Like that's a great bit.
Well, and I also really like that bit where you know Willow's infected, but you don't know about Cordelia, and everything seems normal, and then they start talking weird. It's great.
Yeah, no, the invasion of the body snatcher stuff is real fun. It's just such a weird
I
take.
also love
I don't.
Xander. So this whole thing starts with, I assume, home ec. I never had to do this in school, but they have to babysit an egg as like
Yes, I
a
never-
parent thing. Xander just hard boils his, which is psychopath behavior number one.
No,
That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know this is a thing. It's a popular TV trope. There's an episode of Batman Beyond with an egg baby. It's like a robot egg baby he has to take care of. So I've
Was
definitely
it just
seen
like a
this
thing
trope.
in the 90s?
It must have been real popular in the 90s.
Because I think Smallville does that too.
I think they do.
Probably. Which I don't know. I don't know.
And
Yeah, that's it's
Xander's
such a
reaction
that
when he
episode is spiritual.
Xander's reaction when he cracks open the egg to see that purple thing is beautiful.
That's great.
I also got a little bit of the faculty, which I mean, I guess, kind of all comes back to the same thing, but
And I haven't
Which I
seen
still need to
that.
see.
oh, it is the scream of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, if that makes sense. Teddy says that his sister did it at her school, but with an actual doll. I've seen both. Like, sometimes it's a doll. I think I saw one. It was like a bag of flour. Oh, it's Kim Possible does that episode, this trope, and I think it's flour there. That's a great show. Yeah. Anything else to talk about with episode 12? We've been going for an hour and a half.
It's fine. It's not as good as the Ted episode.
It's not.
No, Ted's the best episode
It's
of all
good.
time.
But you know what? It was entertaining.
When we
That's
do
all you
our
want.
end of series ranking of every episode, Ted will be my number one.
I mean, that's just fraudulent.
No, it's number one.
And then finally, episode 13. So I asked this back at the beginning of the show,
Surprise.
but I wanted to ask again, just since we've talked a little bit more about it. Are you glad that this is where we stopped and we added that extra episode?
Yeah.
Because
That's
if you'd
fine.
stopped on the egg episode, you might have killed us.
Oh my god.
No, this one had a good cliffhanger, had a good premise. Okay, I'll say I don't know if the next episode is gonna fix this, but for all that buildup, the judge kind of sucks, so that was really funny when he drops the TV on him.
Yeah.
So, fun fact about the judge. That is the same actor as the big vampire from the pilot.
Oh,
Luke.
cool.
I love the judge.
Then,
I can't say anything, but I do love the judge.
well, this is also where we mentioned this earlier. Get the backstory with Jenny and that guy, character actor man. What's that? Her uncle.
Her uncle.
Yeah.
Who's like, "Hey, Angel sucks. You gotta kill Angel, bitch." That's an exact quote. That guy, I think he's in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Okay.
The James Bond movie.
I-
The scene. Do you remember that movie well?
No, I haven't seen that movie since the
Okay.
90s.
I believe he's that guy, but he's in one scene with Bond in a hotel room. That's really funny, and then Bond shoots him in the head. It's great.
That's
I
great.
think he's that guy. I assume he'll be back.
No, I love her
So-
uncle. His like weird heightened accent.
So I actually didn't remember him at all from the first time I watched this.
How?
He has a weird hat.
He's
I don't know.
important.
Yeah, I know. I realized that when I was watching it. I'm like,
But no, I really like that they took a character that is kind of just there in Jenny Calendar and like made her important to the whole back gypsy clan that cursed him. And I love that they're like, no, he must always suffer.
And then also the episode's called Surprise because they're throwing a surprise party for Buffy, which sidebar, horrible idea. Why did they think that was a good idea? Like maybe if it was just the main crew throwing a surprise party for her, but then like they invite other people like Oz to show up, and then what happens? A vampire attacks her, and he's like, "Oh well, now I know about this shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen?"
To be fair,
Throwing a surprise party for Buffy, horrible idea.
Oz is the only one outside of their friend group that's there, and that's just because Willow invited him. Although that they do have one of my favorite interactions where she's like, "Yeah, if you ask me out, I'll say yes." And they ask her out, and she goes, "Oh wait, no, I can't."
yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I like that you're unpredictable." No, I really like Oz and Willow. I think they have kind of a
Yeah, like
nice energy. And then the surprise party. I think it's that episode. There's a really cool bit of like fight choreography where Angel picks up a pool ball and just beams a vampire in the head with it.
Yeah.
I like the judge's design, but yeah, I mean, in this first half, he doesn't get to do much.
No, yeah, he is kind of lame in
It's-
this episode.
it's also really funny seeing Spike in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Wheels.
Wheel
I think this is the first episode where you see Drusilla not just be weird. Like this is the first like one where she's crazy and
So-
evil, I think.
I don't understand the full thing, but the implication that is she's still crazy, but there was something wrong with her that ritual did fix. So
Okay.
she's able to do things now. Whereas
Like now she's powerful and she wasn't before.
because
Yeah.
Spike keeps saying she was weakened, and I think that
Before
shot
she's like lobotomized, basically.
that shot of her walking with carrying Spike to the camera, which is a great shot by the way, but with her vamp face, I think is supposed to be a sign that she's healed.
Mm.
Yeah, and then this is kind of the culmination of the Buffy and Angel relationship. They sleep together, and then he's in pain, as one does.
He got post-nut clarity.
That's exactly what happened, and that's the cliffhanger of this episode, which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
So
No, that's why.
curious how they're really gonna-
But yeah, I like this episode quite a bit. I feel like because we're gearing up for the back half of the season plot wise. There's a lot. This is a much more complicated episode than a lot of the other story episodes. There's a lot of moving pieces. Every character kind of has their own agenda. Did this pick up for you after the last couple episodes? Like I like Ted, but I would say this is better than Ted.
Well,
No.
the last two episodes I at least thought were hilarious, and I had more to say about them than some previous episodes. But this was like a good plot heavy episode where you could tell it's like, all right, this is like an important one.
Mhm.
This is going somewhere. So yeah, it was quality.
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 Robert,
I'm looking forward.
I almost want to watch episode 14 with you, but that would be a pain in the ass to schedule.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll see. No, but I am looking forward to only having to do 9 episodes instead of 13.
Is it only 9? I thought it'd be 11.
Well, I mean, for the rest of the season, because I think
Yeah.
it's
I thought it was 24.
no, I think it's 22 total.
Oh.
Ow.
Season
Oh,
2
okay,
is 22 episodes, so we'll just tack on 2 episodes of season 3 and call it even.
We could have split it down the middle and ended at 10, like God intended.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but I think this is a better leaving off point.
No, that was correct. But when I was like double checking the episode count, I was like, wait, was I supposed to do 13? Because we're like well past the halfway point now, but that's fine.
Yeah. No, because in my head, like, this is the halfway point. It's just not numerically.
This plays like a mid-season finale in a way.
Yeah, which is why it's baffling to
not.
me that the next episode aired the next day.
No, and we're not going to spoil anything. Once you watch the next one, I think you're going to find it really funny that this aired a day apart, and that makes no sense.
Looking forward to it.
Teddy, okay, so new guy, I still refuse to learn names. What's your prediction with Angel? Where is this going? I think he's new to Buffy, so you have no idea. Oh.
Yeah, well, okay, it's hard to speculate because I know he's in at least most of the show and has his own spinoff. So, like, I'm not worried about him. It's hard to speculate when you know whatever's going on. It's like, well, it's going to be resolved. Like, I know there aren't going to be probably aren't going to be long-term ramifications, but maybe I don't know. We'll see. But I know, like, obviously, I'm not worried that he's going to die. So we'll see.
Hayden, it's going to be a really long wait to do the back half of season 2.
I agree. I'm like itching. I might start it when I get off here.
I might. We'll make Robert watch episode 14. Robert, we need your blind reaction.
No.
Oh.
No.
All right. Robert, anything that you want to see from the back half or any predictions outside of Angel?
Well, one thing we haven't talked about at all is the Xander Cordelia relationship, and I think that's fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you. I was gonna bring that up, and then I completely spaced when that happens. I find it weird a little bit, but like not in a bad way. Like I actually completely see why they would be attracted to each other. Although,
yeah, I like
the big argument scene when they're going to make out is like the most telegraphed thing.
It is.
Jared says, "Hope you guys are doing well. I've been completely wiped
Thank
from
you.
having the flu and then going to a horror con last Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope you at least had fun at the con.
Hope you get better.
But no, I like them quite a bit. And I like that that's kind of the first stepping stone for Cordelia to change as a person, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the dynamic is fun where it's like, obviously, he wants people to know that they're an item. Man, she's like not ready for that, where it's like, well, that's not good for my image.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like them a lot, and I think that's where Xander's character kind of shines a little bit more.
Well, I would have assumed with, and I genuinely don't know where this is going. With season 1, you figure, okay, Xander and Willow, that'll probably happen for real down the line. But now I like definitely don't want that to happen, just because I don't want her to settle for him.
Yeah.
Because like that's where it's like I'm sick of his shit enough to be like, Willow, you could do better. Like, don't stop.
No, so like I love Willow a lot. Like she's probably my favorite of the Buffy gang outside of Buffy herself. I don't count Angel because he goes and does his own thing.
Yeah.
Both her and Xander, I'm ready for them to get over their like crushes. I don't think Xander's good for Willow outside of being a friend. Like I think he is a great friend for her. I don't think he could be anything more than that. And dude, just like, sorry, Xander, I love you, but you're not right for Buffy. Like in no universe.
No. Nope.
just stop it.
Stop
it. Robert, obviously next week we have to do Friday. Would you be able to watch all of these within 2 weeks so that we could wrap this up and then we can put a break on this and we'll come back in a month or two and do Buffy, or do you want more time?
We'll see. I might prefer more time, but it's also only 9 episodes. So that should actually be very easy to do.
Yeah. Do better. Improve.
Yeah. I'll just need to look at our schedule and see what else we could pair with this.
Okay.
For the back half, but that might work in 2 weeks. But yeah,
keep an eye on the community tab, folks. As soon as we decide for sure, I'll post there. So, Robert, overall,
sorry. Because one thing, because I don't know if you've taken the poll down yet, is we also have that Predator ranking we got to do at some point.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd rather wait till do Buffy first and finish Buffy and then do the Predator ranking, that's fine. That's just like another big thing that's on the docket that we got to get to at some point.
I think I would rather finish Buffy.
That's fine.
Not to get too inside baseball, but I just watched through all the Predators, so I can do that whenever. Because I don't need to rewatch it. And I have to watch AVP, but I don't have to do anything else.
Okay. And normal. So I think we'll come back to this because I'm gonna have to edit all this out. If you're watching after the fact, we appreciate it. This will be. God, I'm tired. I plan to not upload this yet, and then I'm gonna splice the 2 parts together and have like one really long season 2 discussion, which is probably gonna be like 3 hours at the rate that we're going. But that's fine. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop the recording there. If you're watching live, we appreciate you sticking around. Jareth, yes, I did have a good time. I got to meet Ruby Modine. She's one of the nicest celebrities I got to meet. I don't know who that is. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
I do not. But that's cool.
Ah, that's cool. I'm going to Google it. Ruby Modine.
Happy Death Day.
Oh, that's a solid movie.
Okay.
Is she the... Oh.
No.
I know who she is. Yeah. That's still cool, though. She's in that new Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I'm
But, Robert, so overall, would you say you like this more than season 1, this first half, or, like,
yes,
they're different?
Yeah.
Okay. For sure. Are you excited for the Angel spinoff?
Yes.
Yay.
Are we doing like Buffy 4, Angel 1? Is that the plan?
We'll get there when we get there.
I might let Robert pick which one he wants to do first when we get there, because we still got to do season 3. So Robert, what it'll look like is we'll do Buffy 3 at some point, and then we'll have the split branch that we can pick. Do we want to do Buffy 4 or Angel 1? And then it runs concurrently. But yeah, we're gonna call it night. We've been at this for a long time. It's almost midnight, and Hayden has ADHD is kicking in.
No.
Hayden, improve.
No, I can't.
But have a good night, everybody. We'll be back Sunday. Hayden and I will be playing some Resident Evil 6, or I will kill him. One of the two will happen. Have a good night. Oh, Gareth says I got her to sign my Ghost CD. She was in a music video. Oh, that's awesome. I like Ghost.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Have a good night, folks.
So yeah.